Hey folks, welcome to the Wealth Transfer with TC. Today, I'm going to give you guys a quick update and discuss a number of things relating to the markets and touch on a few other things. Now, first folks, before we get started, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing information, giving you my thoughts and my opinions on that information. If you guys like these videos that I make, the support links are down below in the description and also the About section of YouTube. Now, folks, over the last 10 days, I've been somewhat focused and concentrating on these videos that I've been doing on so-called seasoned prophets who are consistently giving dates and time frames, and those prophecies are consistently not coming to pass. I've been sharing a lot of deception that has been going on in a lot of these so-called prophets and so forth, and I believe that's important in moving forward going into 2023, because the way that I look at things and the way that I present prophecies, because I'm still going to present prophecies, and some people will still give dates and time frames, and I'm not talking about the ones that I've been sharing, but there are some prophets that are giving some warnings about the near future, and we're going to go over those here within the next week. So one of the things is first of all, folks, is to be patient. Right, we saw the collapse of FTX, and we're just really beginning to recover from that. So there were plenty of opportunities during that time period to buy on the low, to buy on the dip. Now, I do believe that we are going to get a short bull run, right? But I don't think it's going to last very long. And so when the opportunity is there, folks, to take profit, please do. I have yet to release the blind bull video from Dr. Maria Conwell, and I'm doing that for a reason, because I want to get out of the way all these things about these so-called prophets and stuff. I want to get that out of the way first, and then really focus on what's coming down the line in the future. And really right now, folks, this is really a period of rest. Not to be so caught up in, what's going on with the daily things going on with FTX and Sam Bankman, or what's going on in politics and so forth. Yes, that's all important. Trying to keep up with it every day can be mentally draining. I used to be in that position to where I was focused on that. Thank goodness I don't do that anymore. It's been a long time since I really focused on stuff like that. But there will come a time when things really change, but that time is not right now. Right? We know that the House is going to be doing a lot of investigations. And what did I share with you guys? That you're going to see a lot of bad things happen to try to cover up, in the news, all the things that they are doing. And it is interesting also, too, as well, that it seems like CNN and MSNBC are turning against the president right now. And is this the beginning of something? They know that there's no way that he's going to win 2024, especially the way that things are now. This is the year that they have to get rid of him, because in 2024, that's when usually all the people who are running for president or whatever have made all their intentions known by then. So really, there's not that much time. If they want to get rid of him, there really isn't that much time left. If you follow the Dems, if you are a part of their party and you're faithful, it doesn't matter who is running. They're going to go out and vote for that person. And Biden proved that to begin with. Okay, so before we go any further, I just want to put this out there. This article came out yesterday, and this is just a reminder, because we have been talking about food and meat and water shortages for the last couple years, right? And there's this article here: soaring food and energy prices could persist for the next 2 years. And this is interesting. Warning comes in the annual global risk report for the next week's World Economic Forum in Davos. All right, so we already know about the WEF. We know what they stand for. And this is right up their alley. This is part of their plan, folks. This is all manufactured, this food crisis, right? Most of it is manufactured. And if you remember, June of 2021, the White House is worried there could be a major meat shortage soon, right? So that was in 2021. This was last year, the number of factories leading to turkey meat shortages. And if you've noticed, the price of turkeys have gone up dramatically, and guess what? They still are up dramatically. It's the last time I was at the store, I was looking at prices, and actually at some of the different various grocery stores, and they all have not lowered their price. And what I found out is that Most turkeys that you get for Thanksgiving have already been frozen for about 2 years. So there's this 2-year supply of turkeys. And I think turkeys is a good way to, stock up on certain items and so forth. And so it's one reason why you have to, when you're building your storehouse, that you always look for the best deals. UK's meat industry warns CO2 shortage could hit food supplies. Right? So there we go again. That was back in September of 2021. Right? So that's going on a year and a half. You have this whole issue. What was going on in the Netherlands, right? The Dutch farmers are protesting over emissions cut. Over 11,000 farms are set to basically be shut down, and that's why the farmers are protesting. This is going to have an effect where they live and the surrounding nations, right? And all the nations are doing this, right? This is part of their global agenda. Then you have people like Bill Gates, who is the biggest private owner of farmland in the U.S. He's been going around for the last several years, right, before this came out, buying up all the farmland. Why? So we won't farm anymore, and we'll go to this, plant-based meat or lab meat or, in all these genetically modified foods and stuff like that. This is what their plan is, folks. And this is why you're going to need to really figure out your storehouse plan. I know that many of you right now can barely afford to invest. But this is what you should be doing right now, is putting together your storehouse plan. The moment the finances come in, right? And I believe God is going to allow us to have some wealth or some finances so that we can prepare ourselves before these food shortages happen. Right? I think a lot of us, some of the wealth transfer already have came through. Now, let me share this with you folks. The wealth transfer is just not one event. It is multiple events that are going to be taking place over a period of time. I believe that we're going to have, Bitcoin drop to zero multiple times, right? According to prophecy. And then not only that, we talk about gold and silver and squeezes. I believe that's going to happen multiple times, right? I believe the stock market is going to go through a lot of turmoil multiple times before we actually finish up the wealth transfer, when all the wealth has been moved over to the righteous. So what is your plan for your storehouse, right? Some of you live in apartments. Some of you live with other people. Some of you live in a small home. And you want to be not just a storehouse for yourself, but you want to be a storehouse for your family and friends, and think about, if you have to move, where do you want to move to? Are you thinking about maybe buying a piece of property with land on it that you can grow some of your own fresh vegetables and fruits and so forth? I think that's going to be very important. Those are things you need to start thinking about now and put it in with your plan. Right? If you can't afford to barely invest, don't worry so much about your storehouse now. When the finances come in, if you already have your plan together, what you're going to do, guess what? You'll be able to move, right? And then start building your storehouse from there. Some of you aren't going to move from where you're at. You feel comfortable, you feel safe, you have enough room and space in your home. So make sure that you're able to actually produce food on your own. Right? At least have the ability to do that and have all the necessary tools to do that. You got to remember, right? Fertilizer, there's a shortage. Again, if you move onto land that may not be very fertile, you might need some fertilizer. These are just some things to discuss, and maybe in the future I'll do some type of checklist. So please, folks, when the opportunities are there, make sure that you're taking profit so you can start working on some of these things. So now I'm just going to go ahead and touch on the markets. You see the Dow's up 247 points. The CPI numbers came out and inflation is down some. And, but it's still really high. 6.5% is still really high. And what's happening and what I'm seeing is there's a lot more theft that is going on in a lot of these brick and mortar stores. And adding to that is that not as many people are buying products. And then you also have the wages are going up for a lot of these employees. Like in my state, reaching $15 an hour by the year 2025. So they've been steadily raising it. But so if you look at just your fast food places or restaurants, you notice that the prices are all going up because they're not only trying to cover theft, but they're also trying to cover the rising wages too as well, right? So you're going to continue to see products rise in price. So you have supply chain issues, which also that affects these restaurants and businesses because guess what? They have to pay more. And you can see that there's a massive amount of layoffs going on right now, as you can see right here. This is just a snapshot of all the companies, and these are the higher level positions, right? There was a lot of layoffs in the lower positions in 2022. Now there's a lot of high-end positions that are being eliminated. These people need to find jobs in other places, and it's going to be a lot more difficult because everybody is laying off, right? I'm telling you folks, things are getting ready to not be so good. As I've been sharing, the inflation, economy, food shortages, prophecies, okay? And this is why I put together this list of just different people seeing different things, what God is showing them. Right, and I've had this document. I haven't changed it. I haven't edited it. I haven't added anybody because we don't need to add any more unless it's really relevant. You see the price of eggs? Look, this dream right here from Claudia. Dream about food shortage. She says here, just then, something in the fruit, milk, and egg section caught my attention. I saw people gathered in that section, nearly falling over each other, trying to get a little bit of food that was left. At the end of the dream, I heard two things: police state and food ration. Right? That's what we're approaching. We pray that it doesn't happen. But you know what? This nation right now is not really a praying nation. And so this nation has yet to be at a point to where people are rushing into the church and seeking God. Right? And when you see that happen, then you know that's when things are going to change. But that's not going to happen right now. You know, the focus on DJT returning, and that's going to come back to bite a lot of people when your focus is on that and not what is ahead and not what is right before you. So with the stock market, you looked at the 52-week high, 36,513. You know, we're only 2,000 something points away from the yearly high. And I think that's the all-time high. And so we know that the stock market is disconnected from the economy because the Dow should not be at 34,218. It should be more or less around 23,000. And that's what the Federal Reserve wants. The Federal Reserve is trying to crash the markets, but people keep buying. And I'm not focused on all the buying like I used to. The only money that I'm putting into the stock market, which I haven't for a while, is the prophetic stocks, and that's it. And there's going to come a time when you guys do have more profits. You guys will take advantage of the buy limit orders for some of the prophetic stocks. Okay, you see McDonald's and what they're going through. They had to pull out of Kazakhstan. Why? Because due to the shortages that are going on. In many states, they are facing employee wages going up. You know what, folks? A Big Mac meal is $10. I went through the drive-thru just to get a Coke with no ice. And when you see a Big Mac meal for $10, that is definitely not worth $10. So as wages go up, the prices on the menu are going to continue to go up. And what's going to happen? People aren't going to be eating there anymore because it's going to be too expensive. And this is why your storehouse is going to be very important down the road. If you look at these prophecies, some of these include what's going to happen with some of the fast food restaurants and restaurants in general. Some fast food restaurants have to combine. Right, and so you already kind of see some of that sometimes, like on highways, where they have like two fast food restaurants in one. So I've seen that over time anyway, but you're going to see that a lot more often. They're not going to be able to offer you all the items on the menu. So let's go ahead and discuss the cryptocurrency markets. Now, we had the whole thing with the FTX fallout, and you can see now that Bitcoin is finally starting to recover. It's heading up to 19,000. Now, folks, I haven't released the blind bull dream, so we're going to see a rise in the cryptocurrency markets. And there's going to come a point in time when you're going to need to take profits and then set yourself up for buy limit orders. So we just need to make sure that we're in position and we take advantage of it. right? Ethereum at 1,425, XRP up to almost 38 cents. And I've shared with you guys that I think that when the XRP decision does actually come, I do believe that we will see XRP begin to go up. But that's just my opinion. That's nothing prophetic. It's just the fact that how the elites work. So if the decision is going for XRP, you will see the price go down. If the decision is against XRP, the price of XRP will go up. Right? Remember, folks, we're dealing with our government. And you just saw that they dismissed two very important Supreme Court cases. Cardano, there was plenty of opportunity. Remember, it was down to 25 cents not that long ago. Right? You have Dogecoin still hovering around that 7, 8, 9 cent mark. You got Matic, 91 cents. Solana, $16.55. Now, they just announced investigations into the founders. Right? Surprisingly, it's gone up by 23%. Shiba Inu. And currently, it is sitting at 509463. And I know there's a lot of news and speculations and all that stuff, folks. You know, the only thing that I focus on when it comes to this stuff anymore, I used to focus on a lot of the ins and outs of what was going on with each project. And right now, all I care about is the most important stuff. And when they're launching this or when they're launching that. So I don't focus on the day-to-day things. That's just the same with like Luna Classic. I don't focus on what's going on with the Luna team and all that stuff. I pay enough attention to know about the major events. And that's it, pretty much. Okay, so let's go ahead and get over to my watch list. All right, so this is the watch list that I put together, the prophetic coin list. Now, I could be adding more to that, but right now, folks, I think that, you know, really people need to focus on, especially if you don't have a lot of money. It's okay if you are already working with a lot, but there's a lot of people that don't, and people just need to really work with a handful of cryptocurrencies. Your buy limit orders, and Shiba Inu, Luna Classic, XRP, and maybe a couple others. But don't worry about trying to invest in every single prophetic coin, because you're going to have opportunity to do that, because according to the prophecies that we study here, that there's going to be this crypto buffet anyway. Okay? So don't focus so much on all these different cryptocurrencies. Right? Especially if you're not working with very much. If you have $200 to invest, you'll spread yourself out thin trying to invest in all of these. And I always tell people, you know, you have to be patient, but, you know, make sure that, you know, at least have some buy limit orders for Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum, and then maybe have some XRP and have Shiba Inu and Luna Classic. When it comes to the amount of prophecies, and I think a lot of it has to do with people just copying other people, but even if you eliminate half of the prophecies that are out there dealing with Shiba Inu, you still have a whole bunch that we know that God is trying to tell people about obtaining wealth from Shiba Inu. Stellar, still at 8 cents. That's the big one right there. Kronos is pretty low. It's just that a lot of people have lost faith in exchanges. Am I right? They should be. Crypto.com has spent a lot of money with celebrities, and they spent a lot of money doing a lot of different promotional things. And a lot of people thought that Crypto.com was insolvent for some time. And so a lot of people have lost faith in exchanges in general. Right? But people need exchanges to cash out, right? Luna Classic still sitting at 3016. That has gone up some this week. And we're just waiting, folks. And I think that when these prophecies come out about some of these coins, like Luna Classic and Shiba Inu, there was a lot of focus prophetically on those. And guess what? And those were two coins that did suffer. Now, I don't have time to go over each one of these, folks. So if you want to take a look at this prophetic list from Coinmarketcap, the link to this will be down below in the descriptions. I am expecting a mini bull run, right, with the blind bull, and that the markets are going to go up, but there's going to come a time when the markets are going to come crashing down. right? We're just waiting for that moment, whether it deals with any news relating to an invasion of Taiwan, or or the XRP decision, right? Or there's a major hack that it's affecting all the markets. It doesn't really matter. We're just waiting for that moment. Right now, you should be focused on just a handful of coins. So right now, also too, I believe this is a time of rest, folks. And not to be so much focused on politics, not to be so much focused on the ins and outs of what's going on in the crypto markets. And even with the stock market, folks, there's still a lot of corruption. What's going on with AMC right now, folks? I mean, it's just every single day I'm seeing more and more corruption surrounding the stock market, and the naked shorting, the manipulation, the high frequency trading, and all this stuff. And it makes you really think that, is it even really worth investing in the stock market anymore? But I'm just trying to focus on the prophetic stocks, because everything is corrupt. They can target any crypto, they can target any stock and bring it down if they want. Think about it, folks. FTX was creating fake Bitcoin and fake Shiba Inu and fake AMC shares. They were creating cryptocurrency that didn't exist. And so we are up against a lot, but there's going to be vindication at some point, and I believe that's coming very, very soon. And be patient and listen. I had some ladies screaming at me on YouTube about what's going on with Zion Oil. I've lost a lot of money in Zion Oil. I said, well, haven't you been listening to all my videos for the past year? Didn't I tell you guys to set up your stop losses? Didn't I tell you that there was a lot of funny stuff going on? But no, because you were listening to the pumpers. You weren't actually evaluating the news of what Zion Oil was saying. Nobody cared to listen to what I was saying, right? And so now you're wondering why your investment is down. And the same thing with BBBXF. There's been multiple times since I've been talking about BBBXF where the stock has came down to about 10 cents and then shot back up. There have been plenty of times to make money off of the stock and stack at the same time. But, people don't want to pay attention to the videos. They see the videos and they say they'll listen to it later, or they're not going to worry about it. I'm not perfect. I'm not always going to get every prediction right, or every project that I see that it could take off and I invest. It doesn't always work out that way. So folks, just, be ready, be prepared for what's getting ready to come. Relax. Don't stress. Put together your storehouse plan and what you're going to do, right? Whether or not, if you're going to be moving, whether, you're going to be having a place that has plenty of land so you can sustain yourself with fresh fruits and vegetables and so forth. That's coming, folks. And so I would just want people to be prepared all over the world, right? It doesn't matter where you live. I don't want this to be just some American thing. But wherever you're at, whether you're in Africa, whether you're in Europe, whether you're in Canada, whether you're in South America, whether you are in Australia, the Middle East, or the Near East, everybody should prepare the same way. When the finances come in, move if you have to, and start building up your storehouse and prepping for the future. So anyways, folks, that is all that I have for today. I got 3 more videos to post on these profits, and then that's it. We're going to move on. And it is what it is. And you'll have your own choice to make after that. But I don't want to hear that stuff. And I may make videos on those every now and then if I continue to see the same things. But other than that, we're pretty much done and we need to move forward. And people will make their own choices from there on who they listen to. So anyways, folks, that is all that I have for today. I thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.